RSA was founded in 1710.
To make things better for people.
Through the protective and restorative power of insurance.
An obsession that still guides and drives our business today.
So we believe that every improvement can make a difference for our customers.
No matter how small.
That's why every member of our team is constantly seeking to make changes for the better.
We treat customers in the way we'd like to be treated.
So we're always listening.
Always engaging with our customers to really understand what they want and need.
Designing and improving the experience we deliver.
We use our insight and expertise to find relevant cover
that fits around their lives and businesses.
We keep our promises,
especially the difficult ones.
And we can't walk past bad service without fixing it.
At our best, we go beyond providing cover.
Pushing to prevent problems and anticipate needs.
Put simply, we won't sleep until our customers are happy.
Step by step.
That's how great things are accomplished.
We didn't become a 300-year-old company in one giant leap.
We did it by bringing the best people together.
And enabling them to be their best every day.
And when we do all of these things obsessively,
together,
every day,
it can really add up to something remarkable.
Something worth talking about.
We're RSA.
Making things better together.
Good afternoon and welcome to our secret location in Madrid. As you've just heard, we've got an exciting new brand obsession that we've just revealed to you.
Fantastic, really different. Shows we're taking it seriously.
This event is so great. I want to repeat the event even for the rest of the population in RSA in Latin America.
Really, really good. Very inspiring, exciting, lots of ideas that I can take back to my own business. So yeah, it's been great so far.
I've managed claims in Canada. So the customer obsession piece to me is what we try to do every day. So to have this formalized and to have it group-wide as a massive initiative is just absolutely music to my ears.
I love the way we've set this up. I think it's getting people to think about brand in a completely different way.
We have this fantastic focus on customer now, and in particular that we get all the leaders to get engaged into it. It's something we haven't done in the past. We've spoken about it, but it's the first time that we're really engaging ourselves and having a discussion on fundamental topics about customers. So it's great. I think it's a step in the right direction.
If we don't crack the customer code, if we don't get it into all our staff across the world, we will not win tomorrow. So it is absolutely essential, and we are right on it.
Obsession says actually you can't stay within your comfort blanket.
Everyone's got a view, and I think we're all pushing the same way.
The customer obsession thing's already alive and working.
I hope you are motivated now to go on this journey with us together. The change does start with us. We are the people that cast the largest shadow in the organisation, so it really is up to us to lead the way.
Welcome to the Brand Immersion session. This is a really exciting and monumental moment for our organisation as we step forwards into a new era of our brand, what our brand means, and importantly, the direction our organisation is going, particularly towards customer. So I'm excited to be sharing this work today, and I'll talk you through in more detail the journey we've been on, and importantly, the role you can play in helping us make it a reality. But let's first go back in time. Let's step back to 1710. Where RSA was founded and where we started from. And it all started in a coffee shop over the smell of roasted coffee and tobacco. Causy's coffee shop on the outskirts of St Paul's Cathedral, where Charles Povey, the Richard Branson of his day, an entrepreneur, set out to create a new model of business, a new way of doing things in response to the devastation that was caused by the Great Fire of London. With his friends, he got together to set up a new concept, a new model of doing things, a model of insurance that would be restorative and protective and would make things better for people's lives, communities and businesses. Those were the foundations on which RSA was founded 303 years ago. If you wind the clock forwards, we made some significant steps forward in brand around about 5 or 6 years ago when we changed from Royal and Sun Alliance to RSA. Now we introduced a new visual identity that was sharper, more modern and more progressive. And that was fantastic, and it certainly created a rallying call in the organisation around this change. But I'll go on to say that this was only skin deep, and real brands are much more than just a great logo. It's much deeper and much more powerful, and that's the exciting next stage of our journey. How do we really live and breathe what we're about, and how Povey set up the organisation 303 years ago. So on this point of depth, let's remind ourselves of the brand triangle, the pyramid that we had 6 years ago. And you can see some words there that become familiar in the organisation, keeping you moving, and the brand beliefs as we've had them. I'd argue, though, that we haven't really let these words escape from the pyramid to become real in our language and real in our business. True brands know what they're about, and they live and breathe this day in, day out. Ask yourself, when was the last time that you used keeping you moving or the brand beliefs in a key decision within the business, or in a meaningful way in a half-year or end-of-year review? I think we've let these things become wallpaper, things that sit on the shelf but are not actively lived and breathed within the organisation. And that's our opportunity to make our brand real and move forwards from there in a new way. And this is the new way. Have a look at these 4 boxes. They really bring to life what true brands are about. As I've said, if you look at the top left-hand corner, comms and storytelling is an important part of a brand. It's an important part of who we are, to have a clear visual identity and mark and identity so people can see who we are and understand what makes us different. But brands shouldn't stop there. They need to be deeper than that, much deeper than that. True brands are lived and breathed in the products and services that a company develops, in the environment and channels, the places we work, the environments we work in, and importantly, people and culture. All 4 of these boxes should be real and lived and breathed in an organisation for a brand to truly come to life. And I'd argue we've stopped short. We've fallen short of this, and we need to go much deeper with our brand as we move forwards. First of all, some organising principles. I'm going to talk about brand architecture. I'm not going to bore you with models from textbooks, but I'm going to make it real with an example that most of you will know and understand. Hopefully, a number of you are already familiar with Unilever. Now, Unilever is a brand with a single customer obsession. Our brands help you get more out of life. But within Unilever, the people within the teams there work on many different brands. You've got category leads for Lynx, Dove, Ben & Jerry's, PG Tips, all different leads, and each of those brands goes to market in their own unique way, targeted at a different group of customers, but with a single obsession: to help their customers get more out of life. It's a uniting force in that business, regardless of the brand that someone works in. Now, if you look at the simplicity and ease of something like that, our own brand architecture is quite muddled. And what we did 6 years ago is got to a place where a number of our brands were looking like RSA or on the way to become more like RSA. The challenge is, I don't think we were all bought into that fully or really appreciated the journey that was taking us on. So we got a bit stuck, and this freeze frame on this slide clearly shows how stuck we've got. Some look like RSA, some are endorsed by RSA, some have nothing at all to do with RSA. It's a muddle and a mess. And like Unilever, we need an organising, simple principle behind our brands. And that's been a key part of the brand work we've done in the last year. We've also, because of the challenge of trying to create something clear and make something meaningful to our employees and our customers, added additional language to our brand, often for very good reason. The challenge is this creates a wall of clutter. Just look at this slide. Can you imagine what it's like if you're on the front line dealing with customers day in, day out, let alone sitting in a head office function? It's confusing. There's so much clutter and language around our brand. We need to clean it up, make it simpler and far better. So we need to clear out the cupboard and start again. Now, it's no surprise then that our people say they don't really get what our purpose is about either. We've got a pyramid we're not living and breathing, we've got a messy architecture, we've got many, many words that people have added to our brand. And therefore our people say in our engagement survey, they don't really get it. They're really confused. They don't know what makes us different or what sets us apart. And as a result of that, they wouldn't recommend our products and services either. This is damning evidence really that we need to change. If our people don't understand it and don't get what we're about, that will manifest itself through to our customers. So we really need to address this and sort this out now. And now is the perfect opportunity. So, you've heard the burning platform and the challenge. Let's talk about the ambition and where we could really take our brand for the future. Now, great brands are like a beacon across the organisation. And we want to light up the RSA brand right across our organisation globally. So it shines a light in every corner of the organisation in what we are doing, who we are and where we're going. It's a beacon that provides clear direction, and that's what great brands do, and that's where this work has taken us, to provide clear direction for the organisation. Now, critically, we also set an ambition to not create something a bit vague and a bit what we call vanilla or average. It's very easy in this sort of work to fall into a dangerous trap. You create very generic words, average words that sort of describe who you are, but without being precise or really defining who you are. What we set out to do is provide absolute clarity. RSA is about this, which means we're not about this or this, we're about this. Real clarity, not vanilla, not hygiene, not average language, but something that demanded choice and really differentiated our brand. And that was a founding principle to our organisation. So let's look at the ambition in depth. Well, the three main areas we wanted to focus on are shown here. We really need clarity in our brand proposition. What are we about? Where are we going? What do we stand for? Brand architecture, like Unilever, a simple organising thought, and then in manifestation, more than just a couple of boxes some of the time, moving to 4 of the boxes all of the time. How do we really live and breathe what this organisation is about, day in, day out, 24/7, 365 days a year? This slide gives you an overview of the project and the depth we went into, to give you comfort that it wasn't a study or a piece of work from the few, but of the majority. We worked as a team throughout the organisation, doing interviews, reading documents, getting in touch with stakeholders right throughout the depth and breadth of RSA to land this answer. Importantly, we spoke to customers too, and brokers, to find out what they thought about the organisation, where they thought our points of difference were. And critically, we used the BATS, the brand activation team, who worked tirelessly with us to land the work that I'm going to show you in a moment. Work we're hugely proud of, and the BATS played a significant role in helping us land there. So, back to architecture, and let's talk about where we've landed. And importantly, architecture is really key, because that's an organising principle in the organisation. And at the heart of our brand and all our brands is this single thought, a customer obsession. Gone is keeping you moving, here is a new customer obsession. We are in RSA obsessed about our customers, our brokers and partners. We want to really live and breathe this day in, day out. And that's why it's at the center point of our architecture. That also manifests itself in how we deal with and work with our shareholders and investors. And it's important in what we do that we bring this to life. In fact, in our annual report next year, you'll start to see our customer obsession brought to life in a powerful way. Now it's the time to look at our broker brands. Now, in the majority, we have RSA globally anyway. And as we move more towards a global strategy, particularly in GSL, our global specialty lines business, having consistency of branding is going to become more and more important. As we face into global customers, knowing that they have a single brand to go through, a single business point is going to be critical. So our organising idea here is, with just a couple of exceptions, RSA Insurance will be our global brand for broker. It fits with our business strategy, it fits directionally with where we've been already, so it's absolutely the right thing to do. But there are some exceptions, which is why we've got the slightly greyed area at the bottom of this slide. There's a few brands that have huge local equity, like LD, Codan, Trigg-Hansa, where right now is not the right moment to make a move or change those brands. We've got an opportunity, I think, with this architecture now, to have a really clear, consistent and strong RSA Insurance brand presence. It's a really exciting, unifying force behind the work I'm presenting right now. We've then got an opportunity with our direct brands, our brands that face out to consumers and sell through them into the high street, online, and through new channels that are emerging. Now, a number of our brands already have a separate and distinct identity. Think about 1, 2, 3 and More Than, very clear, strong brands. And I think this sets a template for what our direct, non-broker brands could really be. Released from having to look like RSA, they could create their own sharp, strong visual identity, like More Than, like 1, 2, 3, like Trygg-Hansa. And interestingly, the work being done on Codan is lending itself to this direction as well. So moving forwards, with the support of the global brand and marketing team, we'll be working with each of our regional counterparts to take these brands on a journey with a clear strategy and the opportunity to release themselves from needing to look like RSA. And they have our full support in achieving that work. This is a real opportunity for us. And critically, our unifying force is our customer obsession, as I've said. So whether you work in More Than, Codan, Trygg-Hansa, 1, 2, 3, LD, Answer, whatever brand you work in, we have the same thing, the same uniting force, a single customer obsession that guides us right through everything we do, day in, day out. And it means no more brand triangles or pyramids. We've got a chance to blow up the triangle and move beyond this and create something powerful and meaningful that really is alive in our organization and not something that sits on the shelf and acts as wallpaper. So this is a grand slide. Shown on here is a picture of the Magna Carta. It's also showing the Declaration of Independence. Two very powerful, strong historical documents that set out a charter, a purpose, a reason for being. And critically, we have the same opportunity now to put on paper our intent, our purpose, what we're about, where we've come from and where we're going. It's not as grand perhaps as the Declaration of Independence or the Magna Carta, but I believe it's got the same significance for us. It's a moment for us to step forward with a clear purpose on where we're going and what our organisation is about. So without further ado, let's unveil our obsession. So here it is, and I'm going to talk you through it piece by piece. RSA was founded in 1710 to make things better for people through the protective and restorative power of insurance, an obsession which still guides and drives our business today. So we believe that every improvement can make a difference for our customers, no matter how small. That's why every member of our team is constantly seeking to make changes for the better. We treat customers in the way we'd like to be treated. So we're always listening, always engaging with our customers to really understand what they want and need, designing and improving the experience we deliver. We use our insight and expertise to find relevant cover that fits around their lives and businesses. We keep our promises, especially the difficult ones, because we can't walk past bad service without fixing it. At our best, we go beyond providing cover, pushing to prevent problems and anticipate needs. Put simply, we won't sleep until our customers are happy. Step by step, that's how great things are accomplished. We didn't become a 300-year-old company in one giant leap. We did it by bringing the best people together and enabling them to be their best every day. And when we do all these things obsessively together every day, it can really add up to something remarkable, something worth talking about. We're RSA, making things better together. So here it is. That is our new customer obsession. I hope you found that as impactful and powerful as we have. You can see the links back to Povey and how the organisation was founded 303 years ago. But you can also pull out many examples of things we do really well today. Our challenge now is how do we live and breathe this obsession day in, day out, consistently, every day, through everything we do, through the lens particularly of the 4-box model I showed you earlier on. Now alongside this, we've removed the brand beliefs and introduced new expectations. These are really exciting, powerful demonstrations of how we live and breathe our obsession. I'm just going to read these out, and the immersion session will cover more on these in detail. Be curious. Let's be curious about our customers and our organisation and how we can really improve things for our customers. Shout out and make things better underlines that further. How do we, with our curiosity, shout out, challenge, really push to make things better for each other and for our customers? Keep your commitments. Keep them for each other, and importantly, keep them for our customers. Be team-spirited. Think within your team and outside the boundaries of your team. How are we working together to really make things better for each other and for our customers day in, day out? And the last one, be you and big-hearted. Bring the best of you in to work every day. Be big-hearted, be generous, work together, collaborate, see the good in each other to really deliver fantastic work day in, day out. So there it is. Those are our new expectations and our customer obsession. You're now about to embark on a fantastic and exciting immersion session where you're going to go through each of the 4 boxes and understand more what this means for RSA and, importantly, your role, the role you play powerfully. Because as I stand here today, I say we are RSA, but I also say I am RSA. The role we play is so powerful and so important towards living and breathing our obsession. So enjoy the immersion and take away from it the impact and the power that you can have to help us live and breathe this day in, day out. Thank you. Welcome to the Products and Services Immersion Experience. Products and Services is one of the 4 boxes shown in the quadrant model. And it's really important that we live and breathe our customer obsession and our expectations through the lens of the products and services we offer. Let's just have a look at the obsession statement and what that says about products and services. It talks about listening to our customers. It talks about engaging with them. It talks about providing relevant cover and actually going beyond providing cover. And it says we won't sleep until our customers are happy. Powerful words that really will permeate and demonstrate our obsession brought to life and shown in absolute reality. It's also really important that we address some specific questions that you can see behind me. 10 key questions all around our products and services and the sorts of things that we should provide and should offer. Let's just look at a few of those questions. Are we using the best of RSA? Are we listening and talking to each other about things we've already learnt? Are we using relevant research and insight to really understand that there's a customer need there? Are we demonstrating the obsession and the restorative power of insurance in our communication? All of these questions are designed to make us think customer. The products and services that we design and we provide should absolutely meet our customer obsession and our customer needs. And that's what this whole section is going to be about. We're going to showcase some of the very best of RSA, some great case studies of how we do it today. And importantly, we're also going to share a fantastic external case study of a business that's already doing this and doing it brilliantly. And with the sound of the siren, it's time to go to our powerful external case study. Let's take a trip to hospital. And not many of us would like to go to hospital. But if you think about what a hospital does, it's about making things better. It's about delivering a level of care and support for what you need in an hour of need. You expect to go to hospital to be made better because you're going with potential illness or life-threatening condition. The hospital we're about to talk to you about, though, is one that's gone far beyond that and far beyond the image shown on this slide. This is a very stereotypical image of a hospital, a very traditional setup. Nurses are gathered around the bedside. There's even a nun, pretty slightly terrifying prospect with a nun at your bedside. What it shows is a level of care that we probably expect from a hospital, not a level of care that goes beyond what we'd expect, which the case study I'm going to share does. So how did we find out about this case study? Well, it's from Wavelength. Wavelength is a program that some of our leaders have been on within RSA. And the program is about visiting businesses that know their purpose, their obsession, and absolutely deliver it day in, day out, with a very big focus on customer. We've been to Zappos, Southwest Airlines, Google, Amazon. Many of these companies you'll hear about in the other immersion sessions. But we also found this fantastic place, this fantastic example to give you that fits really well with what we do. And many, many parallels between the protective and restorative power of insurance and what really great hospitals do. So let's talk about the Henry Ford Hospital in the States. Fantastic example. And these guys were designing and building a brand new hospital, and within that, they wanted to bring someone in with real focus on customer. Someone who thought differently, acted differently, and had customer absolutely at their heart. And where did they go for that? Well, they went to Ritz-Carlton. They went to the experts in customer care. And Ritz-Carlton brilliantly deliver for their customers with moments that really matter. And what they did is brought in a guy called Gerard van Gritsum, and his job was basically to get this customer focus exactly at the heart of Henry Ford Hospital, and it was missing. To bring the ethos, the methodology, the philosophy he'd learned at Ritz-Carlton and bring it into the hospital industry. He faced many challenges, within the organisation, people who wanted to keep doing it the way they'd always done it, because that's what worked. But he challenged conventional thinking. He went out and lived in the community where the hospital was being built, got to know his customers, and talked through what they really wanted and what they really needed. And one word kept coming back time and again, and that word was wellness. Customers wanted a wellness experience, not just a hospital. Somewhere in their community where they could go, where they could receive a wellness experience. And that's what Gerard set about doing with this hospital. Have a look through some of these slides appearing in front of you now. It doesn't look like the typical hospital, does it? What you can see demonstrated here are employees of this hospital really enjoying their job, really helping to deliver fantastic care. And importantly, notice the environment around them. It's bright, it's light, it's airy. It's the sort of place you'd want to come, sort of place you'd want to bring your friends and family. It's a destination point, not just a hospital. It is in fact a wellness centre. And as a wellness centre, it not only provides hospital care, but provides real care outside that. So they have healthy eating and healthy eating courses, exercise lessons as well. They even have an orchestra that plays from time to time, great, therapeutic, inspiring music. And they have talks, many of which you can see on the slides behind you, not just, as I said, in healthy eating, but healthy living, lifestyle changes, things that make people better. And by doing this, they've absolutely made this hospital a destination point, a real event point within the area. Customers will come, they'll bring their family with them. They even have busloads of school children come because they want to visit this wellness centre. What's really important is the impact this has had. Because you could be cynical and say, that sounds great, but haven't they added a lot of cost in? Well, this is now the most profitable hospital they've got. It's the one with the greatest advocacy. And importantly, it's one that really has connected with the local customers and community. So you can see by making a change, by making something better and improving the concept, things really can improve. And importantly, this is also showing in people's health, because actually by focusing on wellness, people are getting better and needing less immediate care. It's a powerful example, and one to challenge us in RSA. What are the things we do that we could make better, that we could improve, that transforms in the same way Henry Ford Hospital have done? I'm now going to show you some fantastic examples of how we're already doing this in our products and services. And where better to start than with More Than Help? More Than Help is a fantastic concept, and you can see some of that on the board behind me. More Than Help is about claims. In the UK, through a pilot project, we've removed the word claims, and we're now calling our claims line a helpline, a line that's there to be the first point of contact for our customers, to be there in their hour of need. Take a real example. A lady phones up and she spilt paint on her carpet. It's not covered. So by rights, we could on that call say, I'm really sorry, we're declining that claim because you're not covered. Legally, that's the truth. But if you're a customer, imagine the experience. Imagine going off that phone, you're not covered, and you still got the paint on your carpet. The sort of net promoter score we get for that's around -40. Very, very negative. And also, you wouldn't really want to come back to RSA again, even though we know you're not covered in the wording. So More Than Help goes a step beyond and says, how do I help the customer even if they're not covered? So the paint example, what we did there, real example, the lady wasn't covered. We gave her access to our supply chain to pick and get the best carpet at the best price for her. We also gave her tips to get the paint out immediately from the carpet she had. And we even spoke to her husband and said, go easy on her. It was an accident, wasn't her fault. Great story, powerful net promoter score and advocacy on the back of it. The net promoter score a minute ago I mentioned was -40 where we don't help. Where we help, even though the person's still not covered, +50 net promoter score. A powerful, powerful example of us making a real difference for customers and living and breathing our obsession. Next up's another More Than example. This is moreness. We've taken this idea from Ritz-Carlton, and in Ritz-Carlton, their employees are given money to surprise and delight customers in moments that matter. We've done the same in More Than. We give our employees £50 to spend in a given period on any customer they choose. It could be that something sad's happened. It could be a beloved cat or dog has died. Or it could be a great moment in the customer's life, a special birthday, an engagement, a wedding, an anniversary. We can recognise and celebrate all those moments with them. And our agents on the front line are empowered to go and give gifts as relevant to those customers. Now to date, this has generated over 3,000 goodwill stories a lot of which are coming through social media. This really is a powerful example of obsession again, putting customers first and being a real human brand, a human business that really recognises the importance of our customers. To close off the more than section, I'm going to tell you a story that links those two powerful things together. A young boy of 10 saved up his hard-earned pocket money. He saved up £200 to buy a BMX bike, and this was stolen, just within weeks of him buying the bike. His mum phoned up More Than, and she wasn't covered under the policy. So she had to go back and tell her son, your bike's gone, and your money's disappeared. But with Moreness and More Than help, 4 of our agents got together and pooled their £50, clubbed together and bought this kid a brand new BMX bike. And that went out to him the next day. Imagine the impact that had, and it was genuine, on that customer and her son. It was huge, it was epic. It was absolutely about obsession. We don't rest until our customers are happy. What a powerful example. How can we do more things like that in RSA to really live and breathe our obsession and our new expectations? Our next example is from Russia. And I've been privileged enough to visit our Russian business In Touch and to see the obsession lived and breathed through that fantastic business. The example I'm about to give is their safer driver, their responsible driving movement, as they call it. And what they recognise with their obsession on customer is customer need was centred on improving the way things happened on the roads in Moscow. If you've ever been to Moscow, it's not the best environment to drive in. It can take hours to get from one place to another. And some of that dangerous driving was impacting on people's confidence on the roads and also impacting the number of crashes and claims that were going on. So we took it upon ourselves to set up this responsible driving movement, a movement that recognises this vital need to improve driving conditions on the roads of Moscow. As you can see again on the board behind me, some of the posters we set up, powerfully showing the traffic hotspots, the areas where accidents happened, and setting up a dedicated Facebook and YouTube channel where we could really bring this to life and get people to sign up to make the roads better. Again, this is about listening, this is about engaging with our customers, all at the heart of obsession. And they've had some amazing results. Thousands of fans on Facebook, thousands of areas of engagement and interest in the YouTube videos, improved customer satisfaction scores in the business. And this is a business definitely on the growth trajectory. So they've really learned that customer obsession pays off and is powerful within our organisation. I'm now going to share a really powerful example from our Canadian business to round things off. And this is a great example of our customer obsession being lived and breathed powerfully. Earlier this year, Canada had some of its worst floods ever known to man. Areas of the country were devastated. And what we did is we stepped in really quickly. We stepped in to address a customer need. Not only did we deal with the claims that were relevant and important, our employees volunteered and gave up their own time in evenings and weekends where they volunteered to be there for our customers. They gave out water, bottles of water and blankets to people that were in need, even people that weren't our customers. And they made sure they were there to give information, advice and support at a time of absolutely real need for those in Alberta and Calgary. It was absolutely critical that we were there for our customers, and RSA Canada really stepped up. I think again this is a great demonstration of our obsession in action, going beyond just providing cover and thinking about the humanity, the real stories behind a dramatic event like that. How powerful for us to be in the community, absolutely looking out for the people there. And it's a brilliant example. I'm about to show you this video now. Listen particularly to what the broker says about what he thinks about RSA as a result of hearing and seeing what we were doing on the ground for the floods.
I've been in the insurance business for over 30 years. After this cat loss, my recommendation to all our customers is to have your policies with RSA. RSA answered the question on July 9th that they're the market to deal with because of their emergency response, the professionalism with their adjusters, and it's a good feeling having RSA in your corner.
Our claims response in Alberta and Ontario demonstrates our focus on getting things right the first time, every time, especially at critical times when our customers and brokers rely on us most. What allows this to happen? A more unified Canadian operation, leveraging our strengths and best practices to deliver market-leading services. We are focused on building the right foundation for our customer agenda, integrating customer and broker measurement programs, embedding customer feedback into our plans, and continuously improving. This insight will allow us to enhance the experiences our customers have with us, strengthen the understanding between the customer experience and our results, and set us apart from the competition. My goal and personal commitment is to make RSA stand out in the Canadian market by delivering consistently best-in-class customer and broker experiences. I'm proud of the groundwork that we've set to guide us on our journey, but I equally look forward to seeing how our business transforms as we further embed customer in everything we do.
What a powerful testimony from the broker at the end there, talking about how RSA has delivered for his customers and how he'd say to his customers now, only choose RSA, because I know RSA delivers. So you've heard there's some brilliant case studies in More Than, In Touch and RSA Canada of how we're already living and breathing our customer obsession. And also in Henry Ford Hospital, they clearly have a sense of their customer obsession, and you can see how they're living and breathing that to benefit customers and to deliver commercially. Let's challenge ourselves now though, because the opportunity for us in RSA is to do this consistently, brilliantly, every day, day in, day out. I've shown you today some fantastic examples, but I think we can do more than this. We can do better. So we should be inspired by these examples and take them as a challenge to us to walk away and say, how can we consistently do this